Welcome back to a very special pregame edition of the Purple Rain podcast. Yes. Welcome back to episode 346 of the Purple Rain podcast. The Morgan Cox episode. Nick Moore, Josh Ross, BJ Ward episode of the Purple Rain podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. And thank you for coming to this very special pregame edition against the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Going to be a good one tonight. Hopefully 3-5. You can win tonight. And the whole outlook of the season really changes if you can pull that W out tonight. And then obviously the trade deadline coming up here as well. But man, I'm pumped for it. So I know you're pumped for it. Got the guys in the chat pumped for it. But first off, you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. This guy right here on Instagram or on X as Sutton Def. Me, Instagram simply as10.prod, X simply as10. And if you want our like live reactions to the game, most likely go on X. I mean, you'll definitely see them there. You'll definitely see some
For
memes.
sure.
Hopefully not memes tonight. Hopefully the good memes. Definitely no
Yeah.
bad memes, but live, raw, unfiltered. I can't stress it enough. Just feedback of the game. So make sure you follow us on there. Gotta ask you something. Is
Oh, did Alex freeze on us? Alex freeze on me? I don't know. I can't hear him anymore. I don't know if you guys can still hear him, but I'm doing well. If you guys can still hear me, I'm doing well. And we're here for another episode of the show, PRP episode 346. Not sure what happened to Alex's camera. Maybe he's just experiencing some technical difficulties right here, but we will go on. So listen, guys, we do already have a super chat donation in the house here. This is coming from Always Blessed 410. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you for dropping the 10 piece in the chat. Shout out to you, man. Give it up. Making it rain here with the 10 piece. Thank you so much, brother. Says, what's up, guys? My X factor for offense is Bateman, multi-touchdown game. And on defense, it's going to be Mike Green with 2+ sacks. God bless you and your families. God bless you and your family as well. And everybody watching, whether you're watching live or whether you're part of the hashtag replay game, God bless you all. Now, look, I like this prediction here, brother. I like this prediction. Let me see. Jeremy making it rain. What's going on, brother? We're going to get to yours in just a second here. We got a subscribers only chat room tonight. So if you do want to leave something down in the chat, you want to get your comments off in the chat room, the live chat, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you will be able to immediately. But I love your multiple touchdown Bateman prediction. That would be probably the most Thursday night football thing to happen, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. I made myself a little parlay earlier today. I did. And I wanted to put Bateman on my slip. Bateman for a touchdown, or at least Bateman for the over on his receiving yards. But I don't know, man. I just couldn't really bring myself to do it. What's going on, Alex? He's back, baby. But Always Blessed leaves a super chat donation here.
we're back.
He says he thinks Bateman's gonna get 2 touchdowns, 2+ touchdowns in this one, and Mike Green 2+ sacks. What do you think about that prediction, Alex? Can you hear me?
Definitely like it.
Okay.
And sorry for that. Test the internet. I can hear you. Everything is good on my end, and then internet just drops out. Just gotta love it. But yes, I like the 2+ touchdowns. I'm definitely gonna bet Lamar 2+ touchdowns. Bateman 2 touchdowns. Oh, that's something. But give me a Mike Green sack, and I'll be happy. Just give me one. But if you give me 2, we're really looking good going to Minnesota next week.
Those sacks are gonna they're gonna be hard to come by because we've talked about it all week, man. Tua Tagovailoa gets that ball out fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry at the second fastest rate, just behind Patrick Mahomes as of today in the NFL. So, to me, I think that the Ravens are gonna have to simulate a lot of pressure. We're gonna get into all this, the keys to victory and things like that. But forewarning, I do have, since we're putting up bold predictions here. Give me a Marlon Humphrey sack. I know that sounds crazy, but I could totally see him blitzing off the edge at least once or twice tonight and him getting to Tua Tagovailoa before Tua even has a chance to blink. So, just saying, everybody's going to be looking for Kyle Hamilton. Watch out for Marlon Humphrey on the cornerback blitz sack tonight. That's going to be my bold prediction.
I liked it a lot, and especially with us having 3 outside linebackers and Mike Green, David Ajabo, and Kyle Van Noy. Carl Lawson was not called up from the practice squad. kind of worries me a bit because I know Harbaugh mentioned he was probably one of the guys that would get caught up. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do there. So I think your prediction of Humphrey getting a sack, somebody from secondary is going to get it, whether it be Hamilton or Humphrey. So if running with Humphrey, I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, me neither. And we do have another super chat donation in the house. This one's coming from Jeremy Early. Thank you so much, brother, dropping the 2-piece in the chat. Jeremy says, no excuses, everything out in front of us, go get it. And I feel this too, especially for the defense. Do not be reactive in this game. Be proactive. Do not just let the Dolphins get a ton of, yards underneath. And because Tua, he wants to get the ball to his yak guys, right? So they can run after the catch. Do not let that happen. I'm going to need a lot of rally tackling, gang tackling like the Ravens used to do back in their prime defensive era. I need to see all of that, okay? We got everybody here in the chat. The Rain Gang is in full effect tonight. We're excited for this game. We finally get to see Lamar Jackson play football again. Ashley, I see you in the chat. Lil said it. What's going on? Khalil Bowling, Black Daniels is in the house. Slicer, King Blaze. Let me see who else is in here. Steve Loop. What's going on, Steve Loop? Hope your boy. I know I bet on your boy too. I bet on Loop tonight. Over 1.5 field goals. He's been cashing it for me. So yeah, shout out to Tyler Loop. He's been phenomenal so far this season, especially for a rookie. Q in here says he put down Bateman for 15 plus yards. I like that. We're big Bateman supporters here. Greg Carter in the house. We do have another super chat donation. Who is that? Eli, the sports guy, making it rain in the house. Dropping the 2-piece down there. Let's go ahead and bring up his comment here on screen. Says he's got trap game vibes. Ooh, what are you feeling about that, Alex?
Man, can it be a trap game when we have 2 wins? I get it though. I'm also a little leery just because the last time we played them, but we don't have Greg Roman up there in the box. Todd Monken, we have a pissed off Todd Monken, by the way. This isn't just any Todd Monken. This is a very mad and wants to prove guys wrong Todd Monken. I like that. So I think I think we win this. Bowl. Not trying to spoil it, but yeah, not against this team. You guys gotta watch out for Jalen Waddle. I think in the passing game. He had a really good game last week, but they're not playing Kirk Cousins this week.
Sub.
They're not playing Kirk Cousins. They're playing Lamar Jackson. They're playing the Baltimore Ravens, and this is a winner-go-home game. And in these games, I'm gonna like us over the Dolphins and a poorly coached Dolphins team and with Mike McDaniel. So yeah. I'm not feeling the trap game at all.
Yeah, and we'll get into our score predictions. Before we get into anything else super duper serious about this game, score predictions, keys to victory, all that good stuff, right? Let's go ahead and bring up something that we normally don't do this year, but since we're doing a pregame live stream, it's only right, man. It's only fitting. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the Ravens players walking into the game and judging their outfits. We're going to rate that fit, right? And so you see Lamar Jackson here. He's going to be the first one that we rate. I'm going to let Alex go first. 1 through 10, what do you rate Lamar Jackson's fit? And by the way, guys, if you're watching this and you're part of the hashtag replay gang, leave your fit rankings down below in the comments. And if you're watching live, let us know along with us here. Alex, what do you think, though?
I'm feeling it. It's a lot going on, but it's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. And I can see the color combination. I can really see it. I think it's like an 8.5 for me. It's not everybody's fit, but I like the loud attire like this. I really do.
And I agree with you. I am a big fan of what I think the brand, to me, it says better with age. It has that kind of written on the sleeve there. And then you've got like plaid, you've got like green plaid, and you've got red plaid. Like you said, it's very loud, but it still finds a way to work, if that makes sense. It finds a way to match in a way. And of course, Lamar is always going to wear that Cuban link chain, and that's kind of like his signature. Walking into the game on the sideline, he'd wear it on the field if he could, right? But yeah, I mean, an 8.5. I think I'll give it a solid. I'm gonna give it a 7, only because you can't wear this only but one time, right? This is an outfit that you really cannot repeat. So I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 for that. Let me see what the chat is saying here down below. Let me see. Sean says, "What are those?" Let me see. Kwame says 3 and 5, predicting 3 and 5. Come on, what do you guys think about Lamar's outfit? He says we rating outfits. Yes, sir. That's what we doing. Kwame, it's pregame show. It's pregame show, baby. Good vibes. King Blaze says outfit is ugly. Okay, I mean, I feel it. It's not for everybody. Not everybody's cup of tea, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the next one, right? Let's move on to the next one. So some of you guys think Lamar's fit is ugly. Me and Alex think it's pretty stylish, pretty swaggy, right? But let's move on to the next. So next here we have star Ravens running back Derrick Henry. walking into the facility or wherever he's walking to here. Um, First of all, shout out to Bob Marley rather, on the shirt. And Derrick Henry's an extremely muscular guy. He probably could have went up a size on that shirt if I'm being completely honest with you. And then shout out to the Wired Headphones gang, right? That seems to be like it's making a comeback. That adds to the fit. And then I think the jeans might be Gucci. Those are G's on there. And then the shoes are really, man, I don't
I'm
know.
not.
This one, what's up?
What are the shoes? I'm not really. I'm fine with the pants and everything. The shoes are really throwing me off.
The shoes, I don't know exactly what the shoes are, but I think that I don't know. There's like a cheetah print, almost like a boot.
Yeah.
I think it fits Derrick Henry. He's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? Some stylish boots like that. Everything on him from like in the bottom half is like super stylish, like from the pants to the shoes. The shirt's relatively like basic. It's just a regular old graphic tee. This fit, I'll go with the 5 because like I like some of the pieces, but it's not super
Yeah.
well put together.
I'm gonna tell him like a 4.5, but I wouldn't say it to his face. I'll tell you that right now. If he was right here, it's a 10. But I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
Mm. Okay. Sean says, F out of here with that. All right, let's go on to the next one. We got 2 more, guys. All right, so we got Kyle Van Noy with the classic man's outfit here. I would love to know the brand on both of these pieces here, the top and the
Yes.
bottom, but the trousers are cool. I like that. The shirt up top is looking nice. He's got the luggage, the Louis V luggage. That's cool too. A classic man's fit, a classic veteran's fit. I'll give this I'm gonna give this a 6. I'm gonna give this a solid 6, just because of the lack of creativity. I can't rate it higher.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like 6.5. I'd wear the same thing. I would wear this exact fit if I could. If I had it,
Mm.
I would definitely wear that. I mean, it's very calm. It's Kyle Van Noy. It screams him. It's
Is
not gonna
this
be
how guys
flashy.
dress when they come to soccer games?
This is a very European fashion.
I
Very,
feel like it was. Yeah. Okay.
very.
I knew I
Yeah,
wasn't tripping. Okay.
yeah,
Cool. All right. So last one, guys. Let's see who we got. Okay, Zay Flowers here. This fit is very, very interesting to me. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit so we can see. Oh no, it won't let me, unfortunately. Oh well. But this fit here is very interesting to me, mainly because of the shirt. It looks like just a regular white t-shirt, but it says in like children's writing, like a child wrote, it says, "I'm still learning that love hurts."
mm,
Right?
mm,
And like I think that that's kind of cool. That's kind of dope.
yeah,
And then it's just simple with the simple black pants. He's got on boots, it looks like. I don't really know the brand on the boots. I'm not a big boot guy. And then he's got a little handbag here. I think that's Goyard, if I'm not mistaken. I like this fit. I'm gonna give this a solid 9 because you could wear this pretty much anywhere.
yeah. I'm gonna go with like an 8.5. 8. I like it a lot. Very calm, and it's a homecoming fit. Going back home. So I like it though. I mean, I do like the shirt though. It's a nice shirt.
Yeah. It's a
The
nice shirt,
chain.
very nice shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to know where he got that shirt from because I would buy one of those. That's actually pretty cool. That's a pretty cool shirt. But yeah, just a little fun segment there, right? Just to kind of break the ice, you know what I mean? I know all of you guys have been ruthlessly anticipating this Ravens game that's getting ready to come on in T minus about an hour and a half now. So let's go ahead and get into it, right? Let's get into what we came here to talk about. Like I always like to say, the meat and potatoes of the show. Alex, let's start off with the health report in this one. Do you have that? Have you seen any news about that?
We're past the health report. We're at the inactives. We
Oh,
have the
okay.
Ravens inactives for today.
Cool.
A lot of it is kind of as you expected. Um, I'm pulling up right now, but I know Jair is a healthy scratch. Jair Alexander, that is. He will not be playing. Tez Walker is out. Peebles is out. Emery Jones is out. Um, Cooper Rush, a third quarterback. Carson Vincent and Sanusi came. So that's our inactives right there. And I think as for the Dolphins, Jalen Wright, running back, Ashton Davis, Jordan Colbert, Julian Hill, Juju Brent, Quinn Ewers, emergency third quarterback. Um, Bradley Chubb is playing for them. So we're gonna have our hands full, I think, with Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Matt Judon. They'll all be playing today. So that's gonna be a lot for us to deal with. But as for the Ravens, I see you guys talking about it in the chat. Just cut Jair. Yeah, we're in the middle of the season, and he he was really just when he was active the past couple of weeks, he had no snaps. His only game he really played a lot in was week 1, and we saw how that went. So I'm not really sure what the plan is with him, but there's got to be somebody out there who we could sign instead of him that could give us some help right now. But unless there's like a plan for him to come in a couple of weeks, which I'm not sure about. Maybe for the AFC North games, we have like 4 of our last 5, I think, or 6, like against the Bengals and Steelers or Browns or something. I don't know, but there has got to be a plan with this guy because that's just a good amount of money sitting there inactive every single week where it could have went to D line, O line, somewhere else, man. But I wish I would know what's going on.
Yeah, because there's no way that he's just that washed, right? Like we
Yeah,
we need to see something. Like throw him out there. I mean, look, we've got a relatively easy next 4 or 5 opponents, right? Get him out there. If he's healthy and he's ready to play him. Like there's no rhyme or reason to not have this guy on the field, especially like you said, with the amount of cap that's allocated towards him that could have went elsewhere. So that's concerning to me. Emory Jones, who I know they're still ramping up. I'm really going to be paying very, very close attention to this Ravens offensive line tonight because I think that's going to be the deciding factor on whether or not you see this Ravens team struggle or really prosper. So if you do still see some struggles out of either number 72, Andrew Voorhees, the left guard, or number 77, Daniel Fa'alele, the right guard, one of their jobs is going to be on the hot seat after tonight if they don't perform, right? And I think that Emory Jones, they'll probably plug him in, and it's going to be an experiment, right? But like you said, I think earlier this week or last week, the designation that they have here for the inactives, they have him at guard and not tackle, right? So that's big already. That already kind of shows you where the Ravens would want to hypothetically plug him in when the time comes. So that is going to be, and again, Cooper Rush inactive. Should have never really been on the team. You know what I mean?
no.
It's just in hindsight, as we always know, it's 2020. Is Tez Walker actually still hurt? I don't know. What did you say about him again?
So I think Jeff Cerebrek said that he's kind of behind Mitchell and Ali right now. But with all due respect, I don't want to tell me I'm an Ali hater, but why is he still on the team when we have, LeJonte Wester returning punts, Keaton Mitchell returning kicks? Uh, I hate to pull out, what does he even do mean, but that's kind of how I feel with Rasheen Ali right now. Because we've seen Keaton Mitchell in one game have an impact on the ground and even in the return game. Where's Ali's impact been? Maybe as a gunner, maybe on kickoffs, but there's no way you can hold a guy back in Tess Walker, and not to be that Ravens fan overhyping a receiver. It's not overhyping when we saw what he could do. He was getting open, getting separation, wasn't dropping the ball. This isn't another James Prochet, another Devin Duvernay. The guy was getting open. He was producing. So why he's still out, I'm not too sure. And if it's just for special teams purposes, that's a very poor excuse. But I have one other thing I'm mad about, man. We activated Taven Bryan, and we still have Aeneas Peebles inactive, and it's because like the whole rush game.
Yeah, yeah,
Taven Bryan is sitting Peebles, a rookie, for a former first rounder Taven Bryan who has shown nothing in his career is just blasphemy. Let the young kid grow. Give him these reps, man. You cannot. I don't know. I'm not feeling the whole Peebles thing.
yeah. Definitely a choice being made there. Don't really know all of what goes into that choice and that decision, but as we always know, I mean, you can never really tell with Harbaugh. We got our guys from Lunch Break Hot Take in the house. What's going
What
on,
up? What up? What up?
LBHT? Appreciate you for coming through. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to their channel as well. Appreciate y'all. But look, so let's go ahead, Alex, and get into some keys to victory, right? Some keys to victory for this Ravens versus Dolphins game. You can go ahead and you can start us out, Alex. What do you think is going to be necessary for the Ravens to do to walk out of the Dolphin Stadium? What's the Dolphin Stadium name? Is it Candlestick? What is it called? Or Hard
Miami
Rock?
Hard
Or
Hard Rock Hard Rock.
yeah, Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Hard Rock. Yeah, that's right. That's right. What do you think the Ravens need to do to walk out of Hard Rock with a W, Alex?
I mean, I gotta go to the defense. I thought, Roquan Smith, and I'm kind of one of his biggest critics, man. I thought he played a great game last week. I thought he was all over the field, tracking down the ball, tracking down runners. Not a lot of passes in the flats to running backs. I thought did a great job at that, and I think that's gonna be big tonight. With their running backs who can just cook you on the ground or in the pass game, and just make Tua scared. Tua's not gonna run, So don't worry about him scrambling compared to what we had to do with Caleb Williams, who can run, and other quarterbacks we faced who can run. I'm looking at Rowe, number 0. You're one of the highest paid guys on the team. Give me another good game. Let me see what you can do, and can you just keep the troops rallied together one more time and keep it going. Start building these performances. Start stacking good defensive performances. That was one last week. Held them under 20 points. Let me see another one, and then another one, and keep on building. So first off, I want to see our middle linebacker kind of rally this defense together and give me another good 4 quarters on their good performance, and don't start off slow. Don't let them drive the first drive. I want no points the first drive for the Dolphins. Set the tone.
Yeah. No, I love all of those. And you mentioned Roquan Smith. I mean, for the linebackers in general, and I think I mentioned this on the Ravens roundup show yesterday with coaching the fellas. I was saying that, Tua can actually make one of his strengths. Not only is it to, get the ball to his yak guys and let them do the rest of the work, but he can make some layered throws because he's a timing type of quarterback. So he anticipates very, very well when his guys are coming, in and out of their breaks and where they need to be in the zone and getting the football there. So I think that the linebackers are going to have to play with very, very good depth in this one, right? Don't get caught too far close to the line of scrimmage. Don't get caught in no man's land, right? That's going to be big for this one. Teddy Buchanan, I expect to get a good deal of reps. He actually won, I think, Defensive Rookie of the Month for the month of October, which was a little bit of a head scratcher to me. I'm thinking to myself, like, you're telling me there's no other defensive rookie who, made more of an impact than Teddy Buchanan? Because, I mean, I looked at the stats for it, 30 tackles and a half a sack, and I'm just like, oh, I mean, okay, cool. Shout out to Teddy Buchanan. Hopefully he really puts himself on the map in this game. But yeah, I agree with you, Alex. I think that the linebackers, especially Roquan Smith, is going to have to step up in this one, especially stopping Devon Achane. They're going to try to run the football early. And the Dolphins like to run a lot of like exotic packages with their runs, right? So a lot of the times they'll have 2 running backs on the field. They like to play this heavy personnel, and they'll run a lot out of it. And sometimes they'll even throw out of it. So you kind of got to be on the lookout for that. But I do imagine early on they're going to try to establish the run, especially at home. You know what I mean? I'll try to take the Ravens out of it early. But yeah, Roquan Smith is going to be a big one. Another key to victory for me is going to be guarding and protecting the sidelines in the flat. Like that's going to be huge for me. A lot of cover too, but on top of that, I don't really want to see our corners backed way off. You know what I mean? The only big deep threat, the only big speed game breaking threat that they have since there's no Tyreek Hill is going to be Jalen Waddle. And I imagine that Wiggins is going to be on Waddle all night long. That's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. And the thing that I want to see from Wiggins, I want to see him press a little bit on Jalen Waddle, right? Get your hands on him within 5 yards, throw off that timing of the play, and that way Tua has to pat that ball at least 1 or 2 times. That's going to give our guys time to get home on him.
I like that. Yeah, that's what 4-2 speed against 4-2 speed.
Yeah,
Waddle against Wiggins. That is interesting. I think what their second receiver is Malik Washington. I want to say.
yeah,
So I really want to see us, kind of just press. Like you said, we play a lot of just like soft coverage against teams. Tired of it. Don't give up free yards, especially not to this Dolphins offense, which had their first good game I think all year last week. I have another one though, another key to victory. I think
all
I
right,
saw a stat. The Dolphins defense is like one of the worst against tight ends. So I'm looking at Isaiah Likely, not a Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. I think
okay,
if there's any game for him to really kind of have a likely touchdown game, it's this one. Likely loves a prime time game. I don't know about you. He just loves a prime freaking time game, and it feels like
fact,
him having number 8 back. It feels like it's one of those games where he'll get lost in the middle of the field, and he'll just make like a 20, 30 yard catch, run up field, maybe juke a couple of guys, but I can really see him having an impact and getting a touchdown this game just because how poor they are against tight ends. I think they'll be focused on Andrews, focused on Zay or Bate or hell even D Hop. I think
yeah.
Likely gets lost. So I'm feeling a good game for him.
No, I love that. I like that a lot. Isaiah Likely, anytime touchdown. I don't know what the odds are on that, but that might be one of those. That might be one of those ones tonight. Again, I said this earlier. I think while you were out, anything like a Bateman 2 touchdowns or an Isaiah Likely touchdown or something like that, that would be the most Thursday night football thing to ever happen,
Yep.
right? Thursday night football is so unpredictable. I can promise you, I can guarantee you, somebody who's not favored to score tonight is going to score tonight. Because if you ask like who's favored to score already, suddenly it would probably be like, of course, Derrick Henry. They might have Zay Flowers, right? I'm not gonna say he's favored to score, but he'll probably have better odds than somebody like Bateman, right? Better odds than somebody like, I don't know, Isaiah Likely, again, Charlie Collar, who had a touchdown last week, right? So, but yeah, I like that though. I like that though. Definitely get the tight ends involved in this one, and then the running game. Keaton Mitchell. I do
Ooh.
want to see some Keaton Mitchell tonight. He was featured on the little Ravens poster, the graphic that they post when they announced the unis. By the way, they're wearing the all white unis tonight. I think there's a nice little new stripe on the pant, purple stripe on the pant. I really like it. I'm a huge fan. I think it looks amazing. But yeah, I want to see some Keaton Mitchell tonight. I think his rushing yard line is set at like 13 and a half or 14 and a half. I think he smashes that, especially if this game goes into garbage time with the Ravens being up big. You're going to see some Keaton Mitchell runs, and he's going to be, taking out a deflated defense, running against a deflated defense. So, yeah, I want to see some Keaton Mitchell burn in this one too.
Yeah, and you mentioned the touchdowns. Derrick Henry was like minus 245 anytime
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah,
Yeah, and you definitely make a good point about like the weird Thursday night stuff, because I think somebody scored like the final touchdown last week, and it was like somebody random as heck, and I definitely agree with that. You bring up the running backs, man, and Keaton Mitchell. I think, how many snaps do you think he's deserved to take over Justice Hill? Because Justice Hill is obviously the running back too, and they're mainly on third down plays, but he's kind of been underwhelming this year. And that's no slight to him. He's a great servant to this team, but you take away that one garbage time touchdown against the Chiefs, his stats are not hot. So it comes to a point where, like, well, maybe Keaton's earned 2 to 3 more snaps. And then that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but those extra carries was all he could do last week. And he even said in the Ravens Wire, he's like, I'm effing here, and something of that nature. Like, they weren't ready for him. And other teammates were saying that, like, they weren't ready for Keaton Mitchell.
yeah. Yeah, and with Keaton Mitchell, I think, like, to your point about how many snaps does he take away from Justice Hill, I think it's just going to come down to a down and distance thing, Alex, to be honest with you. I think that if you can get into some favorable down and distance situations, like if the Ravens can get into like a second and four or less, right? Or like a third and very short, and you throw Keaton Mitchell on the field, that's going to confuse the defense, because when you have those short yardage situations, mainly not on third and fourth down, to be honest with you. So I'm really looking at like second downs. It really opens up the entire offensive playbook. And Todd Monken, I think he's gonna really throw the kitchen sink at the Dolphins tonight, right? Maybe not everything. He's not gonna pull out all the stops, right? But the combination of Todd Monken, like you mentioned earlier, him being seeming very ornery, right, and very kind of like mad, and wanting to get his get back against all the slander that he received from the media in the past couple of weeks, and then the combination of Lamar Jackson as well, coming back for his first game in his hometown. Zay Flowers in his hometown. You know what I mean? This Ravens team back up against the wall. Just had Eric Thomas come in and speak to the team last week and really fired up the troops, right? I think you're going to see a stellar offensive performance from this Ravens offense tonight, and that's going to include Keaton Mitchell.
Mm. All right. You're thinking of Jackson 4, Jackson 3 tonight? Let us be delusional real quick.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Because
Why not?
I'll be honest, I don't see Lamar running the ball that much for obvious reasons. I don't think it's really the smartest thing, because I think he's made, what, 85% right now, closer to 100, but I just don't think it's smart right now for him to be running, if that makes sense. I think it'll be more passing and more, Henry, Hill, and Mitchell type of game on the ground. He'll take off if he has to, but it's not going to be any design quarterback runs.
And you know what? I think that there will be one or two. I think
Okay.
there's going to be at least one or two, only because you have to do that to keep the defense honest, right? If you don't threaten it at all, of course the threat is already there. But if you haven't been burned by it recently, you're probably not going to respect it as much, right? So I think that early in the game, maybe sometime in the first half, let Lamar keep it. Maybe after a couple of really good Derrick Henry runs, maybe on a 1st and 10 after a big 20-yard Derrick Henry run, hypothetically speaking, right? Let Lamar keep that. Fake it to Henry, let Lamar keep it, and really throw the defense off balance, right? And then you bring in a Keaton Mitchell and add an extra little wrinkle of confusion, right, for the defense. I think that that's probably going to be the game plan going into this one, or at least I hope so. So, Alex, let's go ahead and
Yes.
get into some score predictions for this game, this Baltimore Ravens
Yeah.
versus Miami Dolphins game tonight. I'll go first in this one. I'm gonna say, and by the way, before I go, you were very, very close in your score prediction last week. I believe
I
you're only
know.
1 point off, right?
I said 31-17, I think, or 30-16, something, 30-17, something like that. And that was with
Yeah,
Lamar. I'm just going to take that into
yeah.
mind. I didn't know
Yeah.
Huntley was playing at that time. Didn't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, in this one, I'm gonna go 37-16 Ravens. 37-16 Ravens.
This guy. 38-17.
Oh my gosh, we're
Very
right
close.
there.
I mean, if I said we were going to score 30 with Lamar last week and at 31, whatever, and then Huntley puts up 30 against a defense that had a lot of turnovers, I would have expected Huntley to at least throw one pick or fumble once, if I'm just going to be completely honest.
He almost
With
did.
Lamar come back, I expect him to be smart with the ball. I expect us to score more and be a bit more efficient, turn field goals into touchdowns. But this defense too, I need another turnover. Get like when you give the offense great field position, shocker, you score touchdowns. I need that. Nate Wiggins looking at you. Oh, Malachi Starks, Kyle Hamilton looking at you. 38-17 Ravens. Have a nice weekend and they start to the weekend and go into this trade deadline as buyers and turn the season around.
Yes,
1 week at a time.
buyers, not sellers. Hashtag buyers, not sellers. Hashtag the North or nothing. Hashtag why not us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, but what I will say is this. Let me throw this at you, Alex. This is going to be, since the Ravens haven't played the Dolphins since the 2023 season, this is going to be the first time that Lamar Jackson and his Ravens offense has faced the Miami Dolphins team with Anthony Weaver as the defensive coordinator. So, I know Anthony Weaver, he's been up all night for the past week trying to figure out ways to game plan and stop Lamar Jackson. And he has that extra little knowledge, right, or from what he learned from being on the Ravens coaching staff all those years. So it's going to be interesting to see early on, because we know the first 15, as they call it, or you can even call it the first quarter, right? Scripted stuff, right? Stuff that they've been practicing and drawing up all week. It's going to be fascinating to see what kind of pitch Anthony Weaver has for Lamar Jackson tonight. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. But,
Yeah, it is. It is. And I saw him. He has that Ravens gene, man. I saw him blow a lead in the fourth quarter against the Chargers. So I don't want to go to the final drive at all because I think we could drive down on them. I don't think it will go to the final drive, but it'll be interesting to see. Like he's like the first, I think, former like higher assistant to be a DC and play against him. I want to say other guys were kind of just position coaches, nothing too crazy. This is definitely like a test to see, um, what he picked up on, but I don't think he'll be able to stop him.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think Lamar Jackson is just going to be too determined. This Ravens offense, this Ravens team just in general is going to be too determined, not taking no for an answer. So, with that being said, let's get into our. I think, is it time for picks already?
Yeah, I think it is. Keys victory. Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Why not some picks?
yeah. It's time for picks. Let's go ahead and get into our NFL Week 9 pick segment. And really quick, before we kick it off, last week, let me see. I had the numbers right here.
I'm scared.
Last week, my guy Alex went 8 for 13, which is 62%. Last week, I went 10 for 13, which is 77%. I believe you picked the Steelers over the Packers, and you also picked, I can't remember the other one that you did. Damn. It's escaping me right now. It was one of those later games, though. But, anywho, we got some Week 9 picks to get into.
Yeah.
Before we get into our Purple Rain parlay segment, so we're going to give you guys the best 3-leg parlay for this Ravens game tonight. If you do want to bet on it, of course, always gamble responsibly. We're going to get to that next, so make sure you stick around. Also, like the video and subscribe to the channel. First of all, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. If you want to leave a chat down in the chat section, that's the only way you can do it right now if you are subbed. And then also, if you're part of the hashtag replay gang and you are joining us after the fact, make sure you leave a comment down below. Now, I know after the game, I will be live. Kind of reacting to whatever happens in that game. Hopefully it's a good mood one. So we'll see. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get into our Purple Rain picks, right? Yeah, let's get into our Purple Rain picks.
Yes. So we both had the Ravens tonight. I promise I will be better this week. Starting off at the 1 o'clock window, the 49ers and the Giants. Looking like a no Brock Purdy once again, but no Cam Scatterbo for the Giants. That was a very gruesome I-word. I really think it kind of just turned their trajectory of the season around. I think the Niners will win this and they go 2-7.
Yeah, I'm going to go Niners to win this one as well. The Giants, unless you get some Supreme Jackson Dart magic, which I don't really see, In this one, I mean, the team is just getting depleted. I still like what they got going on defense, but the 49ers just seem a little bit more buttoned up right now and a little bit less hurt minus their quarterback. So give me the Niners.
Yeah. Next up, the Chargers and the Titans in Tennessee. Chargers.
Yeah, definitely Chargers. No brainer there.
Vikings and Lions in Detroit. JJ McCarthy's coming back. Does not matter. I think the Lions take this one.
Yeah, totally Lions. You said the against the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got next week. Yeah, give me the Lions in this one.
Falcons and the Patriots in Gillette Stadium. Patriots to go 7-2 for me.
Yeah, the Pats are looking like one of the best teams in the league, certainly a top 5 team. Drake May is making an MVP case right now. I had to go back and watch some of his tape earlier this week just to see what all the fuss was about. And he looks good. He looks good. Honestly, he looks like the second coming of Justin Herbert just on the Patriots. That's what he kind of reminds me of. But yeah, I'll take the Pats in this one.
This one now, the Colts and the Steelers. I want to say it's like a real game for the Colts, but I just saw the Steelers dominate the first half in their sense and then blow it in the second half against the Packers. I'd kind of be dumb not to take the Colts. I think the Steelers defense has holes, and JT, the way he's been playing, like an MVP, yes, NFL running back as MVP, he's been playing like it. Give me the Colts.
Yeah, give me the Colts. That's who I think is going to win, and that's also who I want to win. That's also who the Ravens need to win. Give me the Colts in this one. They're flying high.
I'll tell you what, I think this might be one of the most interesting games of the 1 o'clock window. The Broncos at the Texans. I had the Texans last week losing to the Niners, and they surprised me. But the Broncos, that was an ass whooping they gave the Cowboys. I'm going to take them to go 7-2, the Broncos in this one.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Broncos, man. The AFC West just looks absolutely they look tough right now. I'll say that. So give me the Broncos.
Bears and the Bengals. Possibly no Joe Flacco. Could be Jake Browning. Either way, I'm taking the Bears, whether it's Flacco or Browning at quarterback.
I am also going to take the Bears. I don't think Flacco's going to play. I really don't. I think it's a shoulder that he's dealing with in his old age. I want to say it's his throwing shoulder too. Give me the Bears in this one.
Yes. Panthers and the Packers. If Bryce Young plays, if Andy Dalton plays, cool. Packers.
For sure. Packers. We're agreeing on a lot of these. We're at that point in the season now. Give me the Packers.
There is one on here. It's a little bit questionable. Next up, Saints and the Rams. Spencer Rattler got benched. That does not matter. Yeah, Rams either way.
Yeah, give me the Rams.
Jags and the Raiders. I'm not sure if Tyler Lockett becoming a Raider really moves me that much, but I still think that the Jags will pull this one out.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Jags as well. It feels like the Raiders are still a year away, right? Give me the Jags.
Here we go. 425 window. Kansas City Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills. You know it's going to be Jim.
Go.
You know it's going to be Tony. You know it's going to be, what's her name on the sideline? Oh, crap. What's the lady? I can't think of her.
Crap. I know who you're talking about, too.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's going to be this. No. Tracy Wolfson.
Tracy Wolfson. I knew it was Wolf.
Yes.
I knew it was Wolf something.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be the CBS #1 crew. It is in Buffalo. But the way the Chiefs have been playing, it's hard for me to go against them. I'm going to take Kansas City to win this game.
I hate to agree with you on this one. I was hoping this would have been the one we disagree on, but I also have the Chiefs in this one, man. The Chiefs look like, I think them and the Colts are the two best teams in the league right now. And with the way that this offense continues to take steps forward, I know they kind of got off to a rocky start against the Commanders on Monday Night Football with those 2 interceptions on the first 2 drives by Mahomes. One of them wasn't his fault. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs in this one. I think that the defense is just too good. They're very, very familiar with Josh Allen and that offense. Also, the Bills lost Ed Oliver. He's going to be out for some time. Give me the Chiefs in this one, man.
I think Allen's had Mahomes' number in the regular season. It's just the postseason, Mahomes has his number, but I think that switches here.
Yeah.
Moving on to our Sunday night game, Seahawks Commanders. I'll tell you what, I love a good night game at FedEx Field in Landover. I think the Commanders win this one.
Damn it, I got the Commanders too, because I think Jordan Daniels is coming back. I think he's coming back, and he's going to be going crazy because the Commanders fan base, I've been seeing them on Twitter. They're kind of in panic mode. I think they're 3-5, I want to say. and they're panicking right now. So I think that they feel like their back is up against the wall. I think JD coming back he's gonna do some numbers. So give me the Commanders too.
Cardinals Cowboys Monday night. I'm taking the Cardinals for the short. I need an underdog. All right, and I think Kyler coming back is a perfect story. He'll have his good game, and they'll hype him up again, and then the next week will be 425, and it's a stinker. Hopefully, you pick the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys in this one. I just feel like there's just a little bit too much talent over there in Dallas offensively. Defensively, they're not really hitting on too much, but I don't think that this Cardinals offense is going to be explosive enough to really keep up with the Cowboys for 4 full quarters. So yeah, give me the Cowboys in that one.
And there we go. So we had all the same picks except the Monday night game.
Yeah.
I took the Cardinals, you took the Cowboys. But outside of that, I'm definitely going to probably lay a couple of those games together and see, because I think the Bears are probably going to be underdogs against the Bengals, I'd say, right now. And maybe the Niners and the Giants, that might be a close one. But outside of that, I think mainly favorites we took. So
yeah,
interesting to see what dogs will win this week. And hopefully it's not going to be the Dolphins. It's going to be the Ravens win.
Hopefully, right? We are a little less than an hour out from that game starting. So let's go ahead and get into our Purple Rain parlay segment now. Let's make us some money, right?
Why not? Why freaking not? Yes, and there we are. Got the old scam duel fired up right now. What lines do you want to hear? Anything jumping off the screen? Any players you want to know about? Talk to me.
Give me a look at Zay Flowers' receptions.
All right, Zay Flowers receptions. The line is set at 5.5. Great.
Give
line.
me the over on Zay Flowers receptions. Homecoming, Florida boys, him and Lamar Jackson. Lamar knows how much this means to Zay Flowers. Lamar knows how much it means to himself, even though he won't admit it. Give me Zay Flowers over 5.5 catches in this one.
Okay. I'm looking at receiving yards here. Of course, there's no line set for Isaiah Likely. Why would there be? His alt receptions, like, it would be at 2.5. And his yards, not sure what they would have it at. I like Isaiah Likely 15 yards. It's minus 230. 20 plus yards is minus 146. But I think he's going to have a couple of catches. I think I'll have 2 catches, and I think one of them will be for 15 or more yards. So I'm happy to take 15 plus yards for Likely here.
And you said that's minus 230?
Yes. If when played to 20, it's minus 146.
Yeah. I just don't like the minus 230. That seems like no value at all for 15 yards. You know what I mean?
I think he'll get 20. I was playing it safe with 15, but I think he gets 20 either way.
Yeah.
2 catches for him. And it's Lamar. It's not Tyler Huntley. It won't be, the short 2-yard dump offs.
Yeah, because I think Likely gets the ball a lot when the play breaks down, right? And Lamar scrambles out. Isaiah Likely does a really good job at making himself available, showing his numbers to Lamar. And Lamar tends to find him on those type of plays that break down. So, and you said it's over 15.5 receiving yards?
That's 15 plus, but 20 plus, I like that. Oh. I'll take that one too.
Let's go 20 plus, man. Let's go 20 plus. Thursday Night Football. We might see Lamar Jackson go absolutely scorched earth tonight. That's what I'm thinking. So I like the 20 plus.
Nice. All right, and then we got some Russian props here. I know for receiving, I think Jalen Waddle will probably get his, but maybe it's some garbage time. Russian wise, I'll just read off some over unders for you. Derrick Henry 87.5, Devon Achane 57.5, Lamar 36.5, Tua 2.5, Keaton Mitchell 15.5. They have a Mark Andrews over under 0.5 yards.
A little tush push action
for those who love the tush push.
Yes. Nah, not me. I will not bet my money on that. Hell no.
Yeah, I think it's funny they have Keaton Mitchell in here now and not Justice Hill. Very interesting.
Yeah, tells you a lot. Like I said, I'm gonna take that Keaton Mitchell over on the rushing yards. You said what, 13.5 or 14.5?
15.5.
Oh, 15 now. Okay, yeah, some money's coming in on Keaton Mitchell. That's what that means, because it was 13.5 this morning, pretty much across the books. But I think I'm still gonna go with that Keaton Mitchell, because again, I think that the Ravens will get out to a lead in this one. And once they do get out to a lead, they'll probably start to experiment a little bit, throw Keaton Mitchell out there, see what he does. And if they get out to a big lead, right, if it gets to be like somewhat of a blowout, then you're going to see Keaton Mitchell in garbage time really rack up those yards. So, yeah, I'll take the 15.5 for sure.
Yeah, and you can ladder it up only to 30 yards. So
Yeah.
I think Vegas might know about Keaton Mitchell. There could be something there because why not 50? He's a big home run hitter. So,
I'm
but for the
saying.
3-leg there, Zay Flowers over 5.5 receptions. Isaiah Likely 20 yards. Keaton Mitchell over 15.5 rushing yards. Get you at a plus 500 on FanDuel. That's
I like
pretty
it.
good. That's pretty
Plus
freaking
5.
good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. That's an opportunity to win some bread on that one. I like that one, Alex. So that is our Purple Rain Parlay segment. And again, look in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, guys. Please, please, please gamble
Please.
responsibly. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to our normal scene here. I think we've gotten through pretty much everything, Alex. We've touched on everything in this episode of the show. I do want to give a quick shout out, before we get out of here. This weekend is taking place on Saturday night. Not a whole lot of big names on that one, but I do have a buddy of mine. His name is Philip Rowe. He is going to be fighting on that card in the prelims, so make sure you check him out. He's just coming off of a huge knockout victory as of like 3 months ago over Angel Lusa. So I'm expecting him to get another knockout in this one, so Dana White can potentially get him up there. Maybe he can fight a Colby Covington or a Kevin Holland, your guy, next. So we'll see. But shout out to my guy Phil Rowe. Hoping you get the W this weekend, man. But
Oh yeah.
Alex, you got anything else for us?
I don't think I do. Ryan here says putting in a parlay now. What do you guys say was yours? We got the Keaton over on rushing yards, Zay Flowers over on receptions, and Isaiah
Yeah.
Likely 20 plus receiving yards.
Yeah.
Get you to a plus 500.
Mm-hmm. Putting our money
Um,
where our mouth is.
yeah, nothing else from me. I think just want to enjoy this. If you're celebrating Halloween, be safe.
Yeah.
Definitely do that. If you're drinking, Uber, Lyft, call a friend,
Mm-hmm.
taxi. Don't drive. And if your car gets impounded, it's much better than putting your life or somebody else's at risk.
That is for sure. 100%. 100%. Love those words, man. Again, this has been episode 346 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you guys enjoy that game tonight. Regardless of the outcome, we do get to see some Lamar Jackson football, some Action Jackson back in full effect. So make sure you enjoy it. And with that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out of this one.
Yes, thank you for coming through to this lovely pregame edition of the Purple Rain podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. And as always, stay positive.
Yes.
Test negative.
And never, ever, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. This has been episode 346 of PRP. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.